Welcome to a special episode of Football Scientific today with me, Aaron Starter, or footballanalysis1.com and CFLNewsHub.com. Today, me and Tyler Tiger, I'm here. We're talking about college football. Yes, we're talking about college football. I stay away from college football for a reason. It's so massive. I didn't know if I could add it to my current load of pro football things that I watch and keep track of and do it any justice. But then I realized college football is probably the next level of pro football. It's very close, if not already here, being pro football. It's just a very unstandardized version, which makes it weird. But the only time it really gets weird is if you focus on the national championship, and I very rarely do that. I still find the national championship of FBS football to be fictitious. There's never been a good system for finding a national champion. It's cool when your team wins one. I used to be a Notre Dame fan. I used to be excited when they won a national championship. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's really about the football. And today what we're going to do is we're going to dig deep into the bag of things to look at in college football. We're going to look at the MAC. Yes, we're going to get some action today. Looking at the Mid-American Conference. I have personally always enjoyed the MAC. Okay, so here's how I viewed the MAC. Back when I was a kid, I grew up in Georgia. Okay, SEC country. And the SEC football was everywhere. It's so boring. Everyone talks about it. Georgia, Alabama. It's so boring. It's still boring today. I live in Tennessee. It's still boring. But the Mid-American Conference always seemed a little different. I like football. It's a little different. I like the UFL, the IFL. I like things that are a little bit different. Not the mainstream, okay? Kind of like the show's not the mainstream. Okay, so I've always been attracted to the Mid-American Conference, the MAC, as a fan. And then, 10 years ago or so, they started this MACtion thing. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night in November, you get all these MAC games on TV. I watch them on YouTube personally, but you still get them. I still get to see them. And it's cool because, the MAC is in the Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois corridor there. And you get a lot of snow, you get freezing rain, you get crazy conditions. The MAC tends to be a very entertaining conference in terms of interconference games. Generally, one or two MAC teams are really, really good, and they will challenge some Power 4 teams and maybe upset a few teams along the way and cause some headaches for the Power 4 teams, which I always enjoy seeing. It's kind of like punk rock music versus pop music. The punk rock always comes in and messes with the pop people. It's never more popular than the pop people, but it messes with them. And that's what the MAC conference does. Now, when I was doing my research on the MAC conference for this year, I saw that, it previously has been called the cradle of coaches. Basically, a coach uses the MAC conference as a way to get a better job. You go into the MAC, you become a head coach. You're a young head coach, and you prove yourself. Okay, Urban Meyer did that at Bowling Green. Came in, didn't know what he's doing, came from Notre Dame, running system, the little Utah option system we call it now. And he ran at Florida and Ohio State, and he ran it at Bowling Green, and it was awesome. They upset some teams. They were one of those teams. They're one of those teams that upset some people. Okay, Toledo's always been a thorn in everyone's side. Okay, Miami, Ohio sometimes steps in there and causes this, like for Notre Dame, stuff like that. They cause some issues. Okay. Central Michigan, Western Michigan, long history of being unpleasant to power conference teams, power 4 teams, okay? Kent State pushed Georgia a few years ago. Okay, you never know what's going to happen. NIU started crashing the party a little bit, had a chance to crash the party and go to a playoff almost, okay? They decided to leave. So, cradle of coaches, you could call that cradle of quarterbacks. There's still quarterbacks who went to the NFL for the MAC. Chad Pennington with Marshall, Ben Roethlisberger with Miami, Ohio, Brian Leftwich, I got them written down here. That's what I'm looking at. Byron Leftwich, Marshall, when they were part of the MAC. Charlie Batch was at Eastern Michigan, who played for Steelers and Detroit. Bowling Green. You got some guys. Julian Edelman, okay, he played at Kent State. Lou Holtz played at Kent State, okay. The reason I liked Notre Dame, I thought I liked Notre Dame back in the day, but I really just like Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz is a great coach, great personality, great times. I got a picture of me and Lou Holtz up here somewhere. Let's see if we got the picture of me and Lou Holtz. Oh yeah, there it is. Me and Lou Holtz hanging out together. He went to Kent State, part of the MAC. Okay, the MAC's always been kind of that Field of Dreams type conference. Okay, so I'm used to, as a MAC fan, I'm used to the flow of coaches in and out. Okay, you get a lot of parity because someone may get a really good coach and they kill it and they win a conference championship. They go to a bowl game and then they move on. Boop, and then you got to start over again. That's how it goes. Okay, few places don't do that. Toledo hasn't needed to do that for a while. Although they've been really good. Their coach hasn't left. Okay, and then also you have Miami, Ohio. Their coach has not left, and that is Chuck Martin, who coached at Notre Dame as DB's coach, and it runs the national champions at Grand Valley State. I don't know why he never leaves Miami, Ohio. I guess he likes it there, I guess. It's a nice campus. If you've ever been to Miami, Ohio. The nice thing about the MAC is they tend to have cheap tickets. So if you're a football fan who's on the budget, the MAC conference is great to go to games. $10, $15 for a ticket. Parking, maybe $20, but you have to think about where you want to park. May have to walk a little bit more and park for free. Okay, but MAC is awesome. MACtion, November, like I mentioned, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Those are awesome games. Awesome. I've seen some really good football games in MACtion. Okay, but doing my research, I kept seeing this other thing pop up at a chaotic conference. Okay, now for those who are new to college football, the MAC has always been a chaotic conference. It's always been a chaotic conference. But now it's extra chaotic because now instead of just teams moving to the Sun Belt or whatever, Marshall moving around conferences, say, blah, blah, blah. FCS teams coming in, UMass, Temple moving in and out. You had coaches moving in and out. Okay, as soon as they get good, they get out. Boom, Kent State had a coach that was decent and moved on to Purdue and got crushed. Probably should have came back to Kent State. Boom, and then now, because of NIL, now you have players doing that. Players will come in. I would say one of the best conferences for high school players to get into is the MAC. Go into the MAC, blow it up. Freshman, sophomore year, blow it up. Then jump in that portal, go to a Power 4 school. You're a finished product. Okay? You may not get a look. Right now, the transfer portal is full. It's always full. And the Power 4 teams are picking the best out of that, and everyone else is left behind. Okay? If I'm a high school player, it's hard to get a scholarship offer in a Power 4 school right now because they're just picking people off the transfer portal. So if I was a college player, I would want a high school player. I would go to a MAC school, play for 2 years, cut my teeth, prove myself, boom, hit a Power 4 school. Your coach probably do the same thing, honestly. MAC coaches probably do the exact same thing. Okay, but what they're referring to is that NIU, a second time in their existence, has decided to leave the MAC and are going to the Mountain West Conference, which I think that's a cool addition. I like the Mountain West Conference too. Old WAC fan. Western Athletic Conference used to be a really fun conference. It dissolved. The second MAC, the WAC they made, was not very good. But this MAC, NIU is going Mountain West after this year. Ohio University has been rumored to be looking for a better conference, but they're like, no, man, we don't want a better conference. We like the MAC. And why do they like the MAC? Because it's good for travel. Easy travel. You don't have to go that far. They're in Ohio. They're in Athens, Ohio. The farthest you may go will be Northern Illinois. Okay, Chicago area. And that's not bad for a college trip. Now, UMass is in there. If you're NIU, UMass, that does seem like a long trip. And that's probably what NIU is like. We'll go to the Mountain West, get more TV money, and not have to go to UMass. Okay, so that was probably a bad call to put UMass in there. They want to keep NIU. I think NIU will be interesting at the Mountain West. Now, they did this once before. They were in the MAC. They left the MAC, and then they got crushed. And they were the worst team in the country. And then they came back to the MAC, and they became pretty good again. So, I mean, we'll see. Ohio's never not been in the MAC. They've had some really down periods where they were the worst team in the MAC for a long time. But then the coach came from, I forget his name, he came from Nebraska, turned it up, got it good, and now it's good. And now they are one of the major producers of quarterbacks in the country. quarterbacks are going to Ohio for 2 years, maybe 3, bailing, and like Curtis Short going to Indiana, okay, and had a really good year. So I mean, it's happening. That's the way the MAC works, guys. It's not chaotic. It's just the way it works. It's a pathway to a better way. Okay. Now some people hang in it. Chuck Martin's hung in it. I think it's Jason Candle at Toledo. He's hung in it. He just enjoys the conference. It's a fun conference. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to talk about the MAC. We're going to go through MAC Power Rankings. There's 13 teams in the conference. We're going to go through these 13 teams, give a quick blurb on them, and then I'm going to predict the record, okay? So first, number 13, last place in the MAC will be Kent State. Kent State, not surprising. They're having another head coaching change. They always have a head coaching change all the time, which is why they're always in the bottom of the MAC. Okay, if you ever wondered why Kent State doesn't win a MAC championship, you have to have consistency to win a championship in any conference, okay? And they always get a good guy that comes in and runs the show, turns them up, gets them flying around, and gets a better job within a year or 2. And they have to get another coach. And it starts over all the time. You can't build a culture, okay? So that's why they're bad, in case you ever wondered. Some people are like, why are they so bad? Because they're just bad? Because it's a bad place to be? It's not a great campus. It's not a fun campus. But it's mainly just because people use it as a pathway to get to better things. Okay, you got a new head coach. Boom, got a new quarterback. Picked up a quarterback from the transfer portal from the FCS school. Picked up a running back, Jordan Nuki. We got CJ Montero, quarterback. Okay, they are what they are. They got some new stuff on offense. They got a quarterback, running back. They just score some points. If you score some points in the MAC, you got a chance to upset some people. So they'll get a couple wins. Will they beat anyone big time? I don't think so. They pushed Georgia a few years ago. But here's my prediction. They're number 13 in the MAC, and I got them winning 2 conference games, going 2-6. They'll upset 2 people. And their overall record will be 2-10. Not great. But if the guy stays there for a minute, 2-3 years, they might become pretty good. Ball State, once again, that's one of the schools that they always get a head coach who becomes awesome and he leaves. They get cool players and they get awesome and they leave. It's always been the story of Ball State. It's never going to be one of those. It's never going to be a destination school. It's another big state school, kind of cold campus. It's just it's a pathway. It's a pathway. That's why you go to college. You're going to get a pathway to a career. Why do you go to Ball State? You get a pathway to a better coaching career. Okay, it's a good way to break the ice in FBS football. Boom. So basically, as expected, Ball State's having wholesale changes. They got a new DN, Nathan Voorhees from FCS school. But they're basically changing everything up on their roster, as they do all the time. They do it all the time. Running back, Carson Steele, coached against him at Center Grove, Indianapolis. He blew it up for him, then went out to UCLA, then he's with the Chiefs. It's just a pathway, guys. It's nothing to be taken, no one should feel bad about the situation. But that's what the MAC is for. That's what the MAC is for. The MAC isn't meant to make national championships. It's meant to produce the next step. Okay? They got a new head coach. They're coming out, whole new team. They might be one of the teams that Kent State beats. I think they'll be a little better than Kent State just because they tend to bring in good talent. But they never keep them long enough to make the team that good. Oh, they had a few ups and they beat IU once. And they went to a couple bowl games. It's nice. Ball State and the MAC, I got them going 3-5, overall 4-8. So I don't have them being a great team, but I have them competing decently in the MAC, 3-5. Not being a bowl team. Okay. Next, as mentioned, UMass is back in the MAC. They were in the MAC before. They weren't very good. They were FCS. They were pretty good in FCS. They moved to FBS, joined the MAC. Were horrible. MAC kicked them out because you're just too bad. UMass was an independent. Horrible. But then NIU's leaving, and the MAC is like, well, I guess we can have you back. So UMass is back in the MAC. Okay. They're a team in flux. They're a perfect match for the MAC. They're never going to be the best team in the nation. but they're always going to be a state of flux. Okay, so I see them. They're returning to the MAC. They got cornerback Malcolm Green, who's formerly an all ACC player, so that's a good step. They have a great defense, very good defense, really bad offense, and they're going to go 3-5 in the MAC, 4-8 overall. I think their defense will hold them in games. They'll get some turnovers. They'll put some defensive scores up. Their offense is real bad, though. And the guy they brought in is a cornerback. So they're not fixing the offense. So I go on 3-5, 4-8. Competitive. Not great. Better than they were before in the MAC. Competitive. They weren't competitive before. Number 10, Akron, who's been pretty good recently. Joe Moorhead's been there. It's 4th year. Consistency that makes good things happen, and he's been doing it. RPO game, bringing around, beating some teams, feeling good, going to bowl games, playing well. But one downer this year, they get no bowl game because of poor academic progress. Okay, academic regress. They're not focusing up on academics. They're just trying to get players to the next level. Next level being Power 4 or NFL. Okay. Joe Moorhead's doing a decent job there, though. 4th year as head coach is pretty good. In the MAC, I got them going 3-5. Overall, I got them going 4-8. They can't go to a bowl, no matter what. That'll reduce your motivation to play. If you're a Akron Zip, UMass Minuteman, Ball State Cardinal. I know the mascots. I just didn't say them. I know them, though. Kent State Golden Flashes. Okay. Number 9, Eastern Michigan Eagles. Okay. What do they got going on? We got a running back from Michigan, Tavier Dunlap from Michigan, University of Michigan. So they should come out and be a serious running team. They got a quarterback, but they're not sure about him. I'd say pound the rock, man. Pound the rock, Eastern Michigan. Throw some RPOs off up. You got a chance to win some games. I got Eastern Michigan University Eagles going 3-5 in the MAC, 5-7 overall. Pound the rock, throw some RPOs, throw some play action. You got a chance to win 3 games. Overall, they're going 5-7. They'll probably beat a couple bad teams on their non-conference schedule. Okay, number 8, Western Michigan Broncos. At one time went to a major bowl game. The head coach then went to Minnesota. Hate to mention his name. I don't like that guy. Row your boat. Okay, I met him once as a head coach. He came out and visited and told me to row the boat. I didn't want to row the boat. I don't want to touch the boat. It's all slimy and stuff. Western Michigan Broncos, okay. They got a new quarterback, new running back. They got new defensive players. They got a new running back, Cole Cabrini. Okay, Cabrini. What's the problem with Western Michigan? They're always competitive. They have these rivalries with Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan that are brutal. Ball State, brutal matchups, brutal games. Extremely intense games, okay? That's the fun part of the MAC. People are fighting for their future, okay? But recently, they've had a bunch of 500 seasons, 8 straight 500 seasons. They have not touched the excellence they had before. Now, they weren't excellent before that. They weren't excellent. Then they became excellent, and now they're back to being average. So, I mean, if they make a bowl game, they're feeling pretty good, okay? They need to win 6 games. And then they could probably win there you are. Miami, Ohio won a MAC championship back when they had divisions with 6 games. If I don't have the divisions in them, I don't think. They just have the whole MAC conference because they don't want to have any more 6-6 teams be their conference champion. Number 7. Did I say that? Okay, Western Michigan Broncos, before I leave them, I got them going 4-4 in the MAC, 5-7 overall. I think they'll be good for the MAC, and they'll probably knock a few teams off that are weak on their schedule, non-conference. One team, some FCS team. Okay, number 7, Central Michigan. Okay, what do they have going on? They got a new head coach. Not surprising. They have a new running back. Okay, they have some mainstays at defense. I think they'll be solid. Okay, Central Michigan. In the MAC will be 4-4. They'll run the rock. They know what to do. They run the rock. They pass the ball. They play action. So do what you got to do to win in the MAC. That's what you got to do to win. You got some trick plays. If you got to pound the rock, you got to have some RPO, you got some play action. Do that, and you're going to win. You can defend that, you're going to win a lot. That's the difference in these teams. There's not usually a lot of difference in players. It's all scheme, okay, which is what makes it fun. All right, so I got Central Michigan going 4-4 in the MAC, 5-7 all very similar to Western Michigan. Should be a tense battle between those teams. Northern Illinois last year in the MAC, they've been a contender year after year after year. One of my guys, he played college football, Jordan Geely, is a coach there. They've been pretty good. They're not as good as they think they are. They beat Notre Dame last year, but they're not as good as they think they are. Okay, that's true. What do I have here? I basically see Northern Illinois. They're going to come out. They're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to pass the ball. They know what to do. They pound the rock. RPO, play action. Defend those things. You got a chance to win every game. Okay? They got a new safety. Joseph Baldwin. Okay? Boom. What are they going to have to do? As everyone knows in the MAC, they got all the new players. They're going to have to merge them together as quickly as possible. They're usually talented, which that's why they knocked out Notre Dame. They're talented. I think they'll have a chance to be very good again. Okay? But I think reality is going to set in. There's too much going on. There's too much controversy. There's too much crap. They're going to go 4-4 in the MAC. 6th overall. Okay, before I leave those teams, I got some these teams are in the running for bowl games because there's so many bowl games linked to the MAC. I got Western Michigan with 44% chance to make a bowl game. I got Central Michigan with 41% chance to make a bowl game. I got Northern Illinois with 54.1% chance to make. They're probably going to make a bowl game. Okay. Right now, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois could make a bowl game. Okay. Bowling Green State. Always pretty good. Always tough. Penguins, Falcons. They look like a penguin. Their logo looks like a penguin, but they're Falcons, okay? Used to know a strength coach at Bowling Green. D-end. They got D-end. Colin Etcham. Okay. What's going on good? Well, they got one returner on their team. They got one returner. They got a new head coach. Who's getting energy fired up. They had a lot of talent last year. They brought in a lot of people. It's been a lot of flux. But they tend to be pretty good. And they know how to win games. Run the ball, RPO, play action, stop those things. You're going to win every game, MAC. It's easy. Okay? Easy to say, hard to do. Bowling Green State, I got them going 5-3 in the MAC. Overall 6-6. They'll be an FCS team. Non-conference. They'll push somebody. They're an upset candidate. They can push teams. They don't usually upset them, but they do push teams in front of Power 4. I got them with a 54% chance to make a bowl. They'll probably be in a bowl. Okay, number 4, Miami, Ohio. Now we're getting down to Chuck Martin. We're getting down to teams that can win a MAC championship. Miami, Ohio is a serious team. You can win a MAC championships, okay? Boom. DeQuan Fine, quarterback, new quarterback. Okay, they got a lot of issues with their O-line. Chuck Martin's there, though. Great defensive coach. This is the first time they've had to replace a quarterback in a long time. This Gabbert guy was there. Locking it down. Stayed there his whole career. Annoying as a Cincinnati fan. Okay. Miami, they know how to win the games in the MAC. Pound the rock, RPO, play action. Stop those things. The more you do that, the better chance you're going to have to win. Because they know how to do it, because they've done it before. They've won the MAC before, like a 6-6 team. And they won it last year, honestly. MAC. In the MAC, they'll be 5-3. They'll be a contender. Overall, they will be 6-6. They won't be a national contender. They'll make a bowl game. They'll probably win the bowl game. That's pretty good. Chuck Martin's been consistent at that. 6-6. Maybe or may not win a MAC championship. They'll win a bowl game. Group, which is better than a lot of teams. A lot of teams don't do that. University of Buffalo. They're back in the top. I like to see that. They had Lance Leopold as their head coach, and they were really good. And they won the MAC championship that year, but he's left. So they're always just changing new things. They have a new quarterback, they have a new assistant, they have a new coaching staff, they have a new running back, L.J. Henderson, linebacker, Red, something or other. Okay, they got some parts. They got some all-star parts. Quarterback, Taquan Palumba. Okay, they got some parts. They should be good. They know how to win. They know what to do. Pound the rock. They're in Buffalo. It's going to be tough weather. Pound the rock, RPO, play action game. Stop those things. They know what to do. They're going to have a lot of talent. L.J. Henderson's talented. Okay, I got University of Buffalo, the Bison, no, the Bulls. Buffalo State's the Bison. University of Buffalo are the Bulls. I got them going 5-3 in the MAC, 7-5 overall. I got them with a 74% chance to make a bowl game. And they may win it. They don't usually win the bowl game. They're not Miami. Ohio. Okay, number 2. Now we're looking at championship contenders here. University of Buffalo on the outside, just on the outside of that. Ohio University, looking to make a move maybe. They're saying they're not, but that usually means they are. They got a new head coach, as always. New head coach, okay? They got a new quarterback, Parker Navarro. They got a new running back, C. Brown, okay? Ohio University, always tough. Always tough. Ever since they started running the option, that dude from Nebraska showed up and gave them the option out of the gun. They keep running that. Run the ball, RPO, play action, defensively stop those things. You're going to win every MAC game. I don't think they're good enough to win every MAC game. Some MAC teams will upset you. Any team can beat you in the MAC. I think Ohio University can be a really good team. I got them going 6-2 in the MAC, 7-5. You're definitely going to get to a bowl game. Definitely make a bowl game. Might upset somebody. Power Port. Also, they're dangerous. They got like a 75% chance to make a bowl game. Okay. University of Toledo. The bottom could always drop out. Injuries could happen. Okay. University of Toledo. The Rockets. Ohio University. The Bobcats. I used to have a hat. I don't have a hat anymore. I took a player there for a recruiting visit. Got a hat. Pretty cool. Bobcats. It's way out in the middle of nowhere, Athens, Ohio. It's like an hour and a half southeast of Columbus. Not quite West Virginia. Takes forever to get there. Big party school. A lot of these MAC schools are big party schools. University of Toledo, the Rockets. Okay, they're going to be the class of the MAC. But there's not a lot of difference between Buffalo and Toledo. Buffalo 7-5, Ohio 7-5. I got Toledo with a new quarterback, Tucker Gleason, wide receiver Jameer Vandeross III, running back Chip Trayan. They got a whole new offense, man. They got they need linebackers, D-line and O-line. So what's the Rockets going to be? High-flying offense. They're going to be the Cincinnati Bengals of the MAC. Great quarterback, good receiver, good running back. They're going to put points up. They're not going to stop people. That's par for the course. Now, luckily in the MAC, some teams will stop themselves. Some teams just won't be able to finish the drive. And as long as you can just play somewhat sound defense, you're going to be okay. I think that's what Toledo will be. Explosive offense. Crappy defense that gets some stops sometimes. Okay, because they happen to be hanging around. Okay, they need linebackers, D-line, O-line. That's usually not the recipe to win a conference, but I think they'll win the MAC because they have a big offense. They'll be 6-2 in the MAC. Not great, but good enough. Overall, they'll be 8-4. Okay, I got them going to the MAC championship, playing Ohio University. Now, deep down, I got Ohio University winning that. I got Ohio University winning that in the MAC championship. I don't have the MAC championship. I got Ohio versus Toledo. Ohio University winning that. Toledo can't win the conference without a defense. Okay, but they'll be the top team. Ohio will beat them in the conference championship and become MAC champions. That's my MAC champion. Ohio University. Okay. And I mentioned there's several bowl games we're attached to. There's actually 8 bowl games attached to the MAC. So first we get the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. I got Toledo going there no matter what. Whether they win the MAC or not, I got them going to Toledo Bowl. Arizona, Snoop Dogg, Arizona Bowl, Toledo. It has their energy, okay? Number 2, Bahamas Bowl. I got Ohio University going there. Ever been to Ohio in November, December, and January? You want to go to Bahamas. You want to go to Arizona where there's nothing to do, is have Snoop Dogg? No. Go to Bahamas. Play Bahamas Bowl. Ohio University, if they get their pick, they're going to Bahamas Bowl. Number 3, famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This is the former, I forget that bowl used to be called. Used to have a fancy name. Humanitarian Bowl. And that's the famous Idaho Potatoes Bowl. We got a sponsor. They sell a lot of beef jerky in that bowl. I don't know how I feel about that. But how do I feel about that? I don't know. I got University of Buffalo going to Idaho Bowl. They've been there before. Idaho, while it's going to be cold, it's probably going to be warmer than Buffalo. That's going to be like their Bahamas. Okay. Number 4, we got the Grade Above Sports Bowl. Okay. Grade Above. Miami, Ohio, I got them going there. I got them not winning the MAC this year. They'll go to that bowl game. They'll win that bowl game. They'll beat whoever comes up against them. Number 5, the 68 Venture Bowl. I got Bowling Green going to that. They'll probably lose that bowl. Bowling Green, 68 Venture Bowl. Number 6, Camellia Bowl in Tampa Bay. I got NIU going there. NIU will win the Camellia Bowl. I think so. Number 6, we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Okay. Who do I have going there? Tough call. Tough call. I got Bowling Green going there too. I got them going to. I think I'm torn between the 68 Venture Bowl and Bowling Green. They're not gonna have enough bowl teams to fill these bowls out. There'll probably be a pick 'em between Myrtle Beach Bowl and 68 Venture Bowl. I'd pick Myrtle Beach Bowl. Why not? Number 7, Frisco Bowl in Texas, Central Michigan. I'm assuming they'll get in because some of their teams won't fill their conference out, and neither will the MAC. Number 8, the Cure Bowl. I got Western Michigan. That's an outlet, a very outside chance of making it. Central Michigan, more outside chance. So basically, in the bowls, I have them winning the Toledo Bowl or the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, Toledo. Boop, that'll be 1-0. Bahamas Bowl, Ohio, I got them winning that. They'll be 2-0 MAC champions, 2-0. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, they'll probably lose at the old Utah State, 2-1. Okay, the Great Above Sports Bowl, Miami, Ohio, they'll win that. Boop, 3. Okay, 68 Venture Bowl, Myrtle Beach Bowl, Bowling Green will lose that. Boom, doesn't matter which one. Number 6, Camellia Bowl, NIU, they will win that. No, wrong hand. Boom, 4. And then we got, if Central Michigan makes it to the Frisco Bowl, they will lose that. Boop. If Western Michigan makes it to the Cure Bowl, they will lose that. Boop. So I got them going 4-4 in 8 bowl games. I actually only think 6 teams will make the bowl games. I think Bowling Green will have to pick between the 2. Western and Central won't make it, I don't think, in my mind. But you never know. That's the fun part about the MAC. A lot of parity. Very hostile. Very chaotic, as they said, I guess. I guess they were right. It's chaotic. That's good. I like it, chaotic. So that's our first college football show. I could probably do a better job. We'll start with the MAC. Because I was like, if I mess up the MAC, who's going to be mad? I don't know anyone. Who's going to be mad about messing up the MAC. Okay? I'll probably do a few more group of 5, group of 6. Get the Power 4. People will be mad about the SEC being messed up. They won't care about the MAC being messed up. Okay? Hopefully we'll get better. That's the plan. Thanks for joining us for the Football Scientific College Football Preview Series. We're starting with the MAC tonight. Enjoying some action. Check out footballanalysis1.com for NFL news, CFLNewsHub.com for CFL News Canadian Football League. Subscribe to our channel and like this video. If you wanted more college football action, which we're just starting today, first time ever, like it, and then we'll do more college football. We'll do more college football if you want us to. We love it. Okay, thanks. Bye. Portal closed. Bye.